Money mindset. I've had a few conversations about that this past week. It seems to have come up. So, when we think of money mindset, it's all about our attitude towards our finances, how we think about it. And, do we have a mindset of abundance, or do we have one of scarcity where we're worried about money and there's never enough? It's interesting how the way you think about money and finances can affect everything, not just in business, but in life. If you've got a scarcity mindset, that brings with it a lot of fear around there isn't enough, there's not going to be enough, I'll never have enough. An abundance mindset is incredibly liberating, and it lets you enjoy your life, and it certainly makes a big difference to your business. We can actually shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. And it will definitely benefit us so much. First off, I think it's being aware of what sort of mindset you have around your finances. And then you take a look at, where did that come from? Did you grow up with a particular culture of mindset around finances? I think we can all reference a few. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not made of money. All of those sort of things. There was another one that used to make me laugh, don't let the moths fly. That was a particular English one, where you opened up the wallet and it had been closed up for a while. Don't let the moths fly. So they all affect how we see our financial picture. They do definitely impact us. And honestly, how you feel about money and finances is the biggest thing. It's interesting too, sometimes we'll get quite emotional. It triggers different things in us. So really observing and being aware of how we feel about money is absolutely the place to start. And from there, you can actually start to make changes, because that awareness seeps into everything. I think entrepreneurs particularly tend to undervalue what we do. We don't feel comfortable charging what we're actually worth. Our time is so valuable, and so is our experience and our knowledge. I think we've all been at a point at some stage where you really don't know what you should charge, and you don't feel confident charging nearly as much as you're worth. And I think as that confidence grows and you shift into an abundance mindset, it becomes much easier to actually ask what you're worth. One of the things that helped me, because I certainly had issue at the beginning with charging what I was worth, I would give away a whole lot more than was wise for my business. Let's just say, I'm going back a long time now, but I really did have a bit of an issue there. And one of the things that really helped me was, don't reduce your price, increase the value. Once I really got my mind around that, and I had in mind the price that I wanted to charge, then I would just increase the value. So I know I can comfortably say, well, that 3-month program is $3,000, or that particular program is $5,000, because I know that they will pay me that money and we'll spend that time together, and I'm going to add a huge amount of value, and I'm going to make a real difference in their business. And I think once we get to that point, we feel better about ourselves too, because we are feeling valued. And our products and services, we feel that they're being valued. So it's win-win, when you do move into that abundance mindset and you do charge what you're worth. And just remember, your time and your knowledge is valuable. And other people, of course, want what you have. It will make a big difference to them. And you're serving them. You're not selling to them. You're serving and you're helping and you're making a difference to them. So that, again, is mindset and the way you think about that. So once you really look at your own mindset, where it came from, are you comfortable with it? And how is it impacting your business right now? Because once you do look at that and you think, okay, I'm comfortable with that. I mean, for me, I have an abundance mindset. I've never been one for hoarding cash. I never had those bank balance goals. I've always believed that cash should flow. And for me, I've got different ventures and things that I support. The Italian and I, we like to live a lifestyle that we really enjoy. We like to travel, and we like to travel at the front end of the plane when we do, and, all those things that cost. And so for us, cash flows, we're not just collecting and counting, and that makes a difference too. What do you want to do with that money? What is the point of you earning? What is the big why or the purpose behind that? And like I said, for me, I have a number of projects and people that I like to support. And one of the best things I ever heard was, you cannot help people out of poverty by joining them. And any concerns I may have had about earning a lot of money or charging my worth went out of the window. When I heard that, that was the point that I started to make some very big financial goals. Because, of course, the more wealth we create, the more we can help others and do the things that we want to do to impact the world. So once you get really clear on what your purpose is around finances, what your mindset around finances is, you can then really make that shift. And, I've got a practical tip for you too, and this one can be a bit of a game changer. When we look at our own mindset about money, we also tend to judge ourselves. So one of the first things you can do is you can forgive yourself for any past financial mistakes, because we've all got them. They're in the past. You can't change what has happened. What you can change is how the story ends. So you forgive yourself and you let that go, because today's a new day. Now you're going to start again. And when you hear those things in your head, like, I'm not good with money, I'm not good at saving money, I'm not good at making money, all of those negative thoughts, what are they called? Ants, automatic negative thoughts. When they come up, just attach the word yet to the end of it, because that's going to make all the difference. I'm not making a lot of money yet. I'm not great at saving yet. See how it changes the entire meaning altogether. So as entrepreneurs, we really can have an abundance mindset, and we can have very strong, financially secure businesses. And remember, how you think about money will impact every part of your business. So if you have found it helpful and you'd like more tips, please hit the subscribe button. I'm stumbling on my words. I'd love to keep helping you with your business. Have an awesome day.